Politics is a very interesting game. Who would have thought in their wildest imagination that Sonko, the former governor for Nairobi, would become a factor in Mombasa politics? Who would have thought, like 3 weeks ago, that Sonko actually has a chance of becoming the next governor of Mombasa? If you told me that Sonko would become a governor of Mombasa 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would dismiss you. But as we speak, if elections were to be held in Mombasa today, Sonko might actually become the next governor for Mombasa. In this video, I want us to look at how the entry of Sonko into the Mombasa gubernatorial race has actually complicated the equation for the ODM candidate Abdulswamad Nassir and Hassan Omar. So I want you guys, for those who are watching the channel for the first time, to just click that subscribe button. What we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find any other place. And to the subscribers, I want you guys to help me promote this video by clicking that thumbs up. Now, I don't want to take much of your time today because it's a Sunday. And you know that on Friday, on Saturday, Sonko stormed Mombasa. And from the reception, from the photos, and from the videos which we've seen from Mombasa, it is clear that Sonko's entry into the Mombasa race is going to complicate the equation completely for Hassan Omar and for Abdulswamad Nassir. Hassan Omar is the UDA candidate, while Nassir is the ODM candidate. It took the effort of Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta to prevail upon Suleiman Shebal to step down in favor of Abdulswamad Nassir. But the entry of Sonko is complicating all this equation. And in my view, the biggest beneficiary of Sonko's entry into Mombasa politics is none other than Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Number one, it has given Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's party the much needed publicity. For 2 days, Kenyans have been talking about Sonko and Wiper's entry in Mombasa. As a matter of fact, the ODM support base, who are loyal to Raila Odinga, have made Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka their pet subject from yesterday, on Friday, and I think even today or even tomorrow. Number two, it has also given Kalonzo Musyoka that bargaining power. You know, Kalonzo Musyoka, after Sonko's entry into Mombasa, Kalonzo Musyoka can now have that ability now to bargain. That Wiper is now a serious party. Because there's always the talk that Kambas are the second largest, or if not the third, in Mombasa. But their numbers have never really mattered. The entry of Sonko in Mombasa is actually proving that Kambas are a force or are a factor as far as Mombasa politics is concerned. So Sonko's game plan for Mombasa is very simple, because I want us to look at his game plan and how the entry is going to affect Abdulswamad Nassir and Hassan Omar. His game plan is simple. Number one, Sonko is targeting the poor. Sonko's politics has always been around the poor, manipulating the poor, making the poor believe in him. And he's done this perfectly well since he joined politics. If you followed Sonko's politics when he was first elected as Makadara Member of Parliament, he appeared as pro-poor, someone who was just a makanga, running businesses here and there, helping people. He surprised everybody when he won. So his game plan in Mombasa is to get right into the hearts of the poor people of Mombasa. Of course, poverty is so high in Mombasa and of course the rest of the country. So he's targeting those poor people. He wants to get into their hearts so that they can believe in him. Then he can now do whatever he wants with them. I'm sure if you give Sonko opportunity, he's going to do exactly that. So that's his first game plan, target the poor. His second game plan is the Kamba vote. You know, Sonko won in Nairobi, not because of any other thing, but because of the Kamba voting block. In 2017, we had Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga on one ticket. Then we had Uhuru Kenyatta with the Kikuyu votes in Nairobi. So what happened was that the Kikuyu nation in Nairobi voted for Sonko. Basically, let me just put it this way. The Jubilee support base in Nairobi voted for Mike Sonko. The ODM or the Nassir support base in Nairobi voted for Kidero. Then Sonko took away the Kamba voting block from Kidero and delivered it to Jubilee. And that's why if you look at the results of Nairobi, Mike Sonko actually garnered more votes than President Uhuru Kenyatta and than Raila Odinga. Why? Because of the shift from the Kamba nation voting block to Jubilee, particularly for that Nairobi gubernatorial seat. So in Mombasa, he's also hoping to rally the Kamba's voting block. Once they'll be under him, then he can compete with the rest. His third game plan is to target the upcountry voters plus the Mijikenda. And his strategy is always simple: use the poor to gain access to them. You know, upcountry, if you are a Luo, you are a lawyer, and you are staying in Mombasa, one of the things they normally take seriously is the issue of transporting the bodies of their loved ones to home when they rest. In most cases, it's an expensive venture. Most people don't know what to do. So Sonko has transferred all his Sonko rescue team, particularly the one which will be transporting bodies. Why is he doing that? He's targeting the up-country voters. He did that successfully in Nairobi. Sonko rescue team was always in Nyanza, always in Western, always in Rift Valley. So that's the exact thing. Then he's intending to win the support of the upcountry, then target the Mijikenda. And his strategy of targeting the Mijikenda is also very clear. He wants to appear as if he's one of them. So that's the strategy. His fourth strategy, in my view, is the politics of money. You know, Mombasa has the highest numbers of tycoons, if you ask me. But during campaigns, money is not really exchanging hands. This time around, Sonko is taking money politics to Mombasa. So the people of Mombasa will enjoy the money. I can assure you, what Sonko is going to do in Mombasa is going to change that politics completely. But how is the entry of Sonko into Nairobi politics, into Mombasa politics, going to affect Hassan Omar and Abdulswamad Nassir? Let us begin by Hassan Omar. Number one, Hassan Omar is a former Secretary General of Wiper. In the last election, Hassan Omar banked on the Kamba voting block. I was part of his team, by the way, strategy team. So he banked on the Kamba voting block. And because he served as Wiper Secretary General, he has a lot of networks and connections and goodwill of the Kamba nation. He had hoped that in this contest again, he was going to get the support from the Kamba nation. Now with Mike Sonko coming into the picture, it means that support will now go to Mike Mbovi Sonko. So he's going to be affected by that. Number two, You know, Hassan Omar was also banking on the people who are dissatisfied with the performance of Ali Hassan Joho. And I've been listening to a lot of clips from Mombasa. And I can tell you that majority of those people who are anti-Hassan Joho are not comfortable with Abdulswamad Nassir because they believe he's an extension of Joho. And most of these people had actually rushed to Hassan Omar. With the entry of Sonko, now they have opportunity now. Because there's those who are joining Hassan Omar, not because they loved him, but because they felt that Abdulswamad is an extension of Joho. So these guys will now shift some of them to make Bobby Sonko, especially those who are not yet decided. The third way it's going to affect Hassan Omar is the Kikuyu voting bloc. And how? If you look at the voting pattern of Mombasa in 2013 and in 2017, there was always the Kikuyu nation and the ODM party. The Kikuyu nation in Mombasa, I think they're almost 30%. Mombasa, a huge number. Majority of the Kikuyu nation are in UDA. So Hassan Omar was definitely going to inherit those who are going to be with Ruto. Now, with the entry of Sonko into the equation, and the way Sonko is using his money and supporting, having part of Jubilee, the truth is that Kikuyu voting bloc is now at threat. Because Hassan Omar was banking on it, he might not get it. Now let us look at how the entry is going to affect Abdulswamad Nassir. Let us begin with Azimio Politics. You know, Azimio is a collection of political parties. One of the biggest political parties in Azimio is Wiper. Abdulswamad Nassir, having been fronted as the sole Azimio candidate, simply meant that he was assured of the Kamba voting bloc. He was assured of the NASA voting bloc. Now, with the entry of Mike Sonko, it means now Azimio will have two candidates. So Sonko can easily campaign in the Luo nation. In Mombasa, he can campaign amongst the Kikuyus. He can campaign amongst those ODM voting bloc, because now he's part of Azimio. The net effect is that the person who is going to be affected the most is going to be Abdulswamad Nassir. So it's very interesting there. Number two, the upcountry votes, the Luos, the Luyas. You know, in Nairobi, these are the people who voted for Sonko. Again, coming to Mombasa, they can still vote for Sonko. So it's going to be a huge blow to Abdulswamad, because he had actually banked on the Kikuyu nation, the Luya nation, on the Luo nation, the Luya nation, the Kamba nation. With the entry of Sonko, a lot are going to change. And lastly, the Hassan Joho supporters. You know, there are people who are supporting Hassan Joho. There are people who love Hassan Joho based on his brand of politics, you know, based on his kind of physical appearance, the way he does his things, you know. If you look at Joho and Sonko, they're almost sailing on the same boat. So majority of those who are supporting Abdulswamad because of Joho are likely to shift camp to make Movie Sonko. I could be wrong, but most of the time, I'm right. I know I am right on this. Thank you guys for taking your time to watch the video. I was away. I'm back, though I'll be going to church. But I think now things are settled and we are back to proper analysis. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.